All right, everybody. We are back. Just about ready to get started. So we are going to have, as you can see on your screen, we got Chill Dragoon just about ready to go with Mega Man Battle and Chase. This should be interesting. I've never seen this before. I don't know if any of you have, but if not, we might all be in for a treat. Let's see. As you can see on your screen, we got Chill Dragoon just about ready to go with Mega Man Battle and Chase. This should be interesting. I've never seen this before. Mind the delay.
Okay. So yeah, for those that aren't familiar with it, Battle and Chase is the kart racing game. So let's get started. Do some kart racing. So in typical Mega Man fashion, you end up beating opponents, and instead of stealing their powers, you can steal parts from their cars. Going after Napalm Man first, because his tires are good. So we're hoping to do this. The only downside to Napalm first is his course is actually kind of tough. Honestly, it's probably going to be the first course and the last course that are going to be the toughest. But we'll see how everything goes. Instead of item boxes like in Mario Kart, you have to defeat X amount of enemies. The amount is in the upper right. And then you can just hit myself. Then you can use items afterwards. So right now I have to destroy 10 more little enemies before I can continue, or before I can use the next item I get. Each racer also has 2 abilities that they can use. That's the bar in the upper left. One for when it's partially charged, and then one for when it's full. Mega Man's is just shooting lemons. Oh, dagnabbit. Shooting lemons or shooting a charge shot. And then, as I'm sure you'll probably notice, I'm not doing much in terms of braking. The turning in this game actually really sucks for everyone. There's not like a good turning setup, so unfortunately it's pretty much just you go as fast as you can and run into walls. I'm sure if I was slightly better at the game, there's probably some stress that you can use, but for the most part, braking to turn around corners takes way too much time. So let's just keep going. The item I have right now turns all of the small enemies into basically like landmines. Oh, well, I don't have any more, but that one is not necessarily very good because you can get hit by it too. So it's kind of pointless. Of course I get it again. Another weird thing is in this game, there's not like the Mario Kart method where, you know, if you're in first place, you only get weak items and you get better items as you go back. You can get any item in any spot. So if you're in first place, you can get the item for invincibility, which is super handy, but I keep getting this garbage item. So, whichever. Come on. Alright, so that is Napalm down. As I mentioned before, I'm going to snag his tires. His tires basically make it so that you don't lose speed when you go over deceleration zones, and then you also actually go faster when you're on dirt. So that is handy. One of the better setups for that in the game. Then I'm going after Quickman to get the wing item from him. The big thing with that is essentially you get like a stat boost for the first minute of the round, but then after that you kind of just lose all abilities from it. It's just good for getting ahead, and then hopefully stay ahead. Getting the boost at the start is kind of tough timing, unfortunately. Well, at least for me. But anyways. But yeah, all of the characters have different abilities aside from Base as a clone of Mega Man. But I usually play as Quick Man because his are basically just like short bursts of speed. But I figured playing for Mega Man stuff, might as well play as Mega Man. And I would make excuses saying that it's hard to see with the snowman head on, but I'm just not the best. It's always this stupid item. Always this item. Well, someone else used it. Might as well use mine. Yep, the item that I have currently disables the special ability for your rival. The weird thing about this game is, as opposed to like Mario Kart where you, like the computers kind of go against each other sometimes and whatnot, it's pretty much just you against whatever Robot Master you're going against, and everything else just really doesn't matter. So if there's anything that affects one specific person, they're going to always target me. I'm always going to target them. That really sucks in the race against Widely because his main ability just automatically targets the rival and drops a whole bunch of bombs in front of him, which is unpleasant because they're kind of a pain to dodge. Okay, and then for the wing, you'll see during the actual race, but when it's flashing, it's active, but afterwards it just goes to a solid color. And it's usually, I think, 50 seconds. Oh, again, I'm awful at the timing for the start. That was a rude roll. Yeah, I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but those red flashing portions of the ground are the deceleration zones, so I don't lose any speed on those at least, thanks to the tires. Yep, so this is what I was talking about before. Just like in typical Capcom fashion, this is for invincibility and going faster, so let's go. That was good timing too, because they just used the item that causes me to have to get 10 more enemies before I can use my next item. I don't think there's an equivalent for me to use on the rival for that. And then the big Mets that you see walking around, They take, I think, 3 hits, but they give you more points, so they're not entirely terrible. Da, da, da. Yep, that was really lucky timing, I guess. Seriously. Every flippin' time. But yeah, I guess just to go kind of more into the game, each car has 4 different components. It has the body, the tires, the engine, and the wing. Kind of already went over tires and wing a little bit. Engine is pretty self-explanatory. Body handles your special abilities. But the only thing is you can't capture someone's body until you've captured the other 3 parts from them. So you can end up getting Dr. Wily's like whole setup, but you have to play through the whole game 4 times basically. And then after you beat the game once and you go back into the Grand Prix mode with the same character, you can get challenged by or like generic enemy characters, and after you beat them you can get additional parts too. I think I missed the timing yet again. Oh no, that's the first. This stage is really gimmicky. It's not terrible. Every time someone steps on one of the red switches that are lying around, it changes the panels here. They start off as boost panels, and then they turn into, I think, grass, ice, and deceleration. Yep, there's the deceleration ones. That was a bad turn. So if you're decent at the game, which I am not, but you can actually like time things well, because now that it's ice, it's going to turn into a speed boost one when he hits it next, and he's going to be hitting it before I hit these. So that actually wasn't too terrible. Yep. The item that I just dropped is a remote mine. You place it down and then it shows up on the map in the bottom right. You can press the item button again to detonate it. Kind of stinks though, to be honest. Yeah, if I would have stepped on the earlier one, yeah, it would have changed everything over. Anyways, yeah, I think that's about it for the game. Like I said, turning sucks. Turning is even worse when you're on ice, because if you go like more than a slight lean, you'll just start spinning out, which is unpleasant. And of course, Iceman's tires negate that, but I'm not going to bother with that. Yep. Yeah, I almost hit it. There we go. There's another one down. Stealing Springman's engine. I don't remember what the exact stats are on it, but it's decent. Go, auto, go. Too early. Who would have guessed that this stage would have a bunch of ice in it? Yep, that was a terrible turn. Crud. Okay. Wasn't sure if I was going to miss those or not. And I missed. Because of course I did. Oh, for crying out loud. I get 20 pieces now. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else to say, really. The storyline for this game is paper thin, of course, but it doesn't really need to have much of a story. Each character has their own motivations for being in the races. Mega Man's story is basically one of Dr. Light's computers crashed, so he wants to win prize money to help him fix his computer, and then Dr. Light ends up fixing his computer anyways, so he doesn't need the money. The end. Alrighty. There's another one. It's not going too terribly. I've already got all the pieces that I want, so I'm just taking the engine because you can't not take an item. One of these days I'll get the hang of that, but not today. There's another reason why Napalm Man's tires are decent, because half the stages have dirt in them. That's not going well. Get away from me. No! That was one of Gutsman's abilities. When his meter isn't fully charged, he can basically pick up rocks and chuck them at people. Otherwise, if it's fully charged, he can bring his arms down and slam the ground and cause everyone to kind of hop, and you kind of just lose the ability to steer in midair. Which, I mean, makes sense. There is one wing piece that you can get that allows you to have, allows you to have more movement in the air. I think it's rolls, which would make sense since she's basically driving the Beatmobile. For crying out loud. I mean, on the plus side, at least I'm far enough ahead of everyone else. But still a little annoying. At one point, I was thinking of trying to look up, like, time attack records and trying to see what I can do. But basically, you need to unlock Duo, which is the only really unlockable character, I guess, besides Wily. And Duo takes a bit to unlock, so I just kind of gave up on that. The additional racers that I mentioned before that pop up after you beat Grand Prix once, you have to get all of the items from them, and then you should be able to unlock them. He's got a really high max speed, but again, don't want to unlock him. Shadow. Okay. Go, Auto. Yeah, I think it'd be neat to see, like, either a remake of this or a sequel or something. Oh, that stinks. So Shadowman's not fully charged ability is to throw shurikens in front of them, and if they hit somebody, they massively slow them down for like a good 10 seconds. And then his fully charged one is doing the smoke bomb behind him. I hate this turn. But yeah, as I'm guessing most people have noticed, it's not too terribly difficult of a game. Like I said, the first and last stages are probably the worst, honestly. But there is just a huge difficulty spike when you're up against Wily. It's a little bit on the annoying side. crud. That was way too early. What I get for not paying attention to the minimap. Rude. They used the ability reduction thing on me for a little bit. It's not too terribly long, but oof, I need to pay attention where I'm going. Alrighty, another one down. And let's take okay. Last stage of the normal stages. And then we got Base and Dr. Wiley afterwards. Just hitting Proto Man out of spite. And yeah, for this stage, when you run over the little like switches, they'll make the columns pop up and block other people. What? What in the world is going on? That's not good. It's like the night of technical difficulties. That's not what I'm looking for. Yep, okay. Well, I guess that was a quicker fix than expected. Still sucks, but let me get back to my chair. Okay. Back to some sense of normalcy. Says the guy wearing a snowman head. Okay. Ah, crud. That one rarely pops up, but the effects are fairly obvious. No. I mean, granted, I'm like half a lap ahead of Proto Man, but still, no. Okay, that's going to be an obvious time loss. It wasn't too terrible though. Oh hey, look, we're going to get the money. I wonder what's going to happen. 10 million zennies. Oh hey, it was Wiley. Okay. Gonna fight base at the base. Still think they could have renamed the stage at least. Seems a little on the nose. Why am I so bad at that? Anyways. Yeah, pretty much the only gimmick in this stage is the breakable walls. The rest of it's pretty straightforward. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all. Oh, it might have hit base. Too busy paying attention to the minimap, not the actual race. Alright. That was close. Anywho's, let's keep this going. Yep. And I missed that too. Dang nabbit. Alright. Of course. That effect lasts way too long. Alright. Here comes the pain and torment. I have described Wily in the past as a SNK fighting game boss, but a little bit tamer in cart form. He is such a complete pain in the butt. But, we gotta do it, so let's go do it. That's not what I wanted. Come on. Go, auto, go. It's always a bad thing to hit. Alright. Let's get back on track here. And then Wily also has a shield that you have to hit X amount of times before you can actually do any damage to him, which is also a pain. There we go. Come on. That was a bad idea. There we go. Wily, why are you so rude? Please stop, Wily. Oh, this is not going to go well. Yep. Okay. Yay! That was not terrible. And faster than I was expecting. So, let's go get the other game. I don't know if you have any announcements or anything that you wanted to do now, but it'd be a good time. It'll take a while to swap the discs.
Well,
because I can't see a thing with this helmet on.
To Chill Dragoon, their next game is coming up apparently immediately. They don't need a break, and that's all good. We'll just set it up live. Coming up next is Mega Man Power Battles 1 and 2, each with an estimate of 10 minutes.